Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Tour of Flanders 2025. This is a preview of the race that's coming up on Sunday. A quick look back here at last year's race, and then at the end I'm going to give you all the winners in a nice visualization from the first race back in 1913 all the way up to last year's victory. So here we see Mathieu van der Poel, 45k from the finish on one of the steep and last year incredibly slick cobble climbs, pulling away from everybody, dreadful conditions, cold, wet, very much a Belgian kind of day. And he just took off, built a lead of a minute and a half. Nobody could really follow. And it's going to be obvious. He won. It was his third victory. We'll get into that a little bit later about why that's significant. But here he is under the Flamme Rouge, coming down the finish, really taking it easy, really taking it all in. And 6 hours and 5 minutes, you can just barely see the chase group in the back trying to come down that last straight and catch him, but there was no way. 44.5 kilometer per hour average on those cobbles with those climbs. An unbelievable day. So what's going on? The race is this Sunday. Pull up a few things here. We've got 2 days and 10 hours to go. The men's elite and the women's elite are both happening on Sunday. They both start about the same time, around 9:30 in the morning. They have different courses. The men are doing 268 kilometers and the women are doing about 165 kilometers. As we know, the race is famous for its climbs, but let's look real quick about a little bit about geography. There have been many routes, but this year they're doing the route that ends in Oudenaarde. If we zoom in here, there's the Oudenaarde. I think last year it finished on the other side of Brussels in Leuven. Basically, it's always in this area. Either it starts in Antwerp or somewhere else, or in Bruges. I think so. This year, I think it's Bruges to Oudenaarde, and last year was Antwerp to Leuven. So the route, as we all know, is famous for the climbs and the cobbles. Again, we're at 268 total kilometers, and there are a couple sections that are done multiple times. But really it comes down to these, I think, 18 or 19 different climbs. Now, none of these climbs is more than about 130 meters, 125 meters. There's one at 150. But don't let that fool you. Some of the climbs are actually well over 20%. Going to put up the data here, and you can see just how incredibly steep these climbs are. So we have 19 different climbs. Some of them are as long as 2.2 kilometers, and some of them have a max grade of 22%. Average grades, the last one, the Paterberg, is the worst. It's 400 meters long only, but it's 12.5% on average with a max of 20%. The Koppenberg is also an average of 12.5% over 400 meters, and that is 22% max grade. And both of those are on cobbles. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess 8 or 9 climbs that are on asphalt, and then about 9 or 10 that are on cobbles. So the race has a really long history. It goes back to 1913, even though they did take off 4 years, 1915, 16, 17, and 18 for World War I. Amazingly, the race was held during World War II. I found that pretty fascinating. And when we talked about Mathieu van der Poel earlier getting his third victory, so there have only been 7 different guys who have won 3 times. Most recently, we've seen Tom Bonen, Fabian Cancellara, and now Mathieu van der Poel all win it 3 times. A bunch of other guys have won it twice. And the race has been in Belgian hands for most of its history. 69 of the 108 runnings have been won by Belgians. Another 13 by Dutch people, and 11 from Italy after that drops off really significantly. Nobody from Spain and nobody from South America has ever won. No Australian riders, no American riders. This is very much a low country race, and you know that they've just dominated like nothing else. This is their backyard, and there's so much pride that goes into it. So on Sunday, we're going to have a really great field. Of course, we have Tadej Pogacar going to be there. Mathieu van der Poel, of course, is going to be there. Who else do we have? Joshua Tarling, Ben Swift, Magnus Sheffield, Connor Swift, Matej Mohoric is going to be there. Who else? Nils Pollitt, I can imagine, is going to be doing a ton of work for Tadej again. He always does. Dylan Toynes is going to be there. He's had some great results in the past. Wout van Aert is in the race. If somehow the sprinters can keep up, Alexander Kristoff will be in there. Tim Merlier from the sprinters. Michael Matthews, Danny van Poppel, Biniam Girmay, Leonard van Eetveld, who's been doing great all season, Kasper Asgreen, who just won a couple of years ago. So you can see this is really one of the big spring races that all the stars come out. So now we're going to transition a little bit. Again, look forward to seeing you all on Sunday after the race to talk about how it went. If you're enjoying the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comments are welcome. And now we're going to segue into the promised visualization of all the past winners. Hope you enjoy it. Take care and see you soon.